Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, American. It's Friday.
On the precipice of another weekend. Welcome to it. So great. So much to discuss. As usual, it's amazing the people that always say, so, you got anything to talk about lately? Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot.
There's
always a lot. I mean,
it's hard to believe, though, because...
exciting times. Mm-hmm. Joseph Biden is still our president. Kamala Harris is still our vice president.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting times.
The exciting part is that there's, 65 days left of that situation, and then we're done. And then we're done.
Yeah,
with the 4-year nightmare. Yeah, where is that countdown?
Oh, we had the countdown.
Okay.
Wow.
I guess they're looking into it.
Guess we don't.
All right. No, not
yet.
So
we don't know that it's 65 days.
It's 66 days, 4 hours, 58 minutes, and 45 seconds.
You bastard.
We're gonna have to take
there's a reason we don't know that.
We got to take your word for it, and I'd rather not. I'd rather take the little graphic in the corner of the screen's word for it.
We're supposed to just trust you? A non-American?
Oh.
Come on now.
Yeah,
a brand new citizen? Or are you a citizen?
Yeah, are you even a citizen?
You have a green card?
I do not have a green card.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Shh. Probably shouldn't have brought that up.
We don't supposed to say that out loud?
Do we give that to Territorians?
He's got a territory card.
Yes, I have a territory card.
Okay.
That's such a great word for people from Puerto Rico or Guam. And then American Samoa.
Yeah. You know what?
You're a Territorian.
A Territorian.
Yes.
Not quite an American.
You need a shirt that says
but you're a Territorian.
Territorian. Yes, I like that.
You need one, Chris. Hi, my name is Chris. I'm a Territorian.
I'll say this. My Twitter bio just about to change.
Yeah.
I'm a Territorian.
Good. Excellent.
You're welcome.
So, some exciting things certainly going on right now with all of the nominees that are just driving the left out of their minds.
It's awesome. It's a party every day.
It's really fun.
It has been.
Really enjoyable.
It has been. And just when they get pissed about something else, Trump drops another video.
Yeah. He hits you with another
video,
super
and here
surprise.
comes another one.
Uh-huh. Every time.
That's awesome.
I mean, oh, man.
It truly is.
There's been like two that you might say, okay, yeah, that's kind of what I expect.
With the nominations. But, I mean, he's dropping those videos, almost every day, just saying what he's going to do. Mm-hmm. And they just, they can't wrap their heads around any of it.
But even the people that you sort of expect, like Tulsi Gabbard, still is getting under their skin. Yeah. And it's still something that pisses them off.
Jeffy brings up a good point on these videos that Trump keeps dropping. That's why early on when I was starting to see them, I was like, oh, this must be, from during the campaign. Some bold stuff that he's saying, right? And you're right. It's like, oh my gosh, no, these are all brand new from Mar-a-Lago. He's recording these every day, and you won. So in other words, I'm grateful for these videos.
Absolutely.
But these feel like things you would say during the campaign. He's saying, no, I know I'm elected.
That's what we're doing.
This is what we're doing. Oh, it's awesome. Oh, I love it.
That's great.
Love it.
Yeah. Keep the base active and engaged.
Yep.
It's brilliant. Of course, everything they've done pretty much has been brilliant. Seriously has, because it's all led to this. And it's all led to the Democrats going out of their minds.
Which is, that's...
And a lot of Republicans,
so
too.
Yeah, that's a big bonus.
That is true. People like the John Cornyns of the world don't like what's going on right now.
Well...
It's complete change, and that's what America wanted. It's what we want. It's what we demand.
Yes.
This is, I think it was Fox that was talking about this, or maybe it was CNN. It's only happened 5 times in history that the Republican Party has had the trifecta. 5 times.
And 2 of them were Trump, right? Because Trump did it the first time around.
Yep.
Yes.
And so much got done that you had to do it again.
I wish that were true. A lot of that was not his fault, though.
I know.
The boneheads in
Which
Congress.
is why this one is so important, because we finally did say, no, we're tired of it.
Yeah. There is an interesting thing to kind of keep an eye on. The AP and the New York Times have finally called the House race for Republicans. We got to 218. The problem is, with all of the appointments, we still need to win.
We're losing some, right?
Yeah, we're losing at least 3. So we got to get to 221 There's 9 races left. We're at 218 to 204, I think. 218 to 206, maybe. I don't know. But we need 3 more out of the 9 races still to be decided so that we still have that buffer.
Yeah.
Because we're going to lose 3 of them.
If it all works out.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
So critical that we keep an eye on these 9 remaining areas where they're still counting votes.
Do you think it's possible that we come back with some of the appointees and say, you know what, we need you. I really want you, but we need you here. I'll get someone else.
Could happen, I suppose.
Depends on what state they're from.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of governor they would have replacing them.
Yeah. But it's inconceivable. How are we still counting votes? How are we doing that? Did you see Bucks County just voted that they're going to accept and count the illegally cast ballots?
Yeah, let's play. This is clip 18. And so the Pennsylvania Supreme Court says
I lived in
no.
Bucks County, too. I like Bucks.
Pennsylvania Supreme Court says you're not going to count these illegal votes. And then we have this clip from these Democrat commissioners.
We reject all 3 categories of these ballots.
Your motion is to reject or dismiss the challenges in this category in front of you?
Correct, yep.
I'm not going to second that, mostly because I think we all know that precedent by a court doesn't matter anymore in this country, and people violate laws anytime they want. So for me, if I violate this law, it's because I want a court to pay attention to it.
Okay.
Wow.
Here we go.
All right.
Weird.
Yeah. Life just doesn't make sense anymore. Except for November 5th. Made a lot of sense to me. But so much of what happens just doesn't add up. People are insane. The left is insane. But yesterday, Donald Trump nominated RFK Jr. to run the Department of Health and Human Services.
Your boy gets the gig.
My boy
comes around.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if he gets it. He's been nominated for it. That's going to be a tough fight, I think.
Yep. And so I'm my DMs are open for anyone that had such a big problem for me even considering Robert Kennedy for the Oval Office over the course of this election year. Just entertaining the thought.
I mean, that's who you voted for, right?
That's not why. Shut up. And my DMs are open. They're available. So now that Trump is officially on board with Robert Kennedy, both a part of his campaign and in his cabinet, I'm waiting to hear from you that it's okay to like RFK. Since you now have permission to like him because Trump does. Ugh. Anyway.
Are you saying that happens? Huh. Weird. All right.
All the criticisms of me even considering Kennedy, they dropped off the face of the earth after August 23rd. I'll tell you that. Because all of a sudden he was on Team Trump.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Keith,
that happened to a lot of people.
I'm sorry.
That happened to a whole bunch of
I'm
people.
sorry
It was all you, Chris?
It was me. I'm sorry.
All right.
Yeah.
How many accounts you got? Because I heard from a lot of people, bro.
All 17 of them.
That's more than that.
So here's what RFK Jr. said on the campaign trail about Donald Trump.
This is not what our children are supposed to be looking like. For 19 years. So that's the way he thinks about things. He doesn't care what you believe. He doesn't care what your ideology is. He's going to make the decision himself.
Hang on.
And I've been so impressed with that. It's completely changed my opinion of who he is and really convinced me that this guy that I had such contempt for, such disdain for, is actually, a really extraordinary leader, that he could be one of the great presidents in history.
Wow. Okay, thank you for that.
All right, so you got that clip. So that's him just a few days ago, basically talking about a sea change on his opinion of Donald Trump.
Right.
The first clip you started to play was on the campaign trail of, go ahead and play this, please.
This is not what our children are supposed to be looking like. For 19 years, I pray every morning, without a single exception, that God would put me into position to end this chronic disease epidemic. And in August 23rd of this year, God sent me Donald J. Trump.
Such a strange partnership, but boy, it could do great things for this country,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right,
Fascinating.
Jeffy, you happy with that? You happy with that pick?
There's nothing I care more about than ending chronic disease from food.
And health, you're a big health nut, right?
Man. Yes.
Well, look at you. You don't. That goes without saying.
Thank you. I don't like.
Just goes without saying. I know you don't like to brag. You don't like to bring
eat
these
right,
things
get
up.
enough sleep, exercise.
Sure.
To
Take
life.
Geritol twice a day.
Everything in moderation.
Mm-hmm. Everything moderation. You are moderation.
Thank you.
Are you not?
Thank you. That's my autobiography.
You are
Everything
fashion
in moderation.
And you are moderation.
I don't appreciate the tone in your voice, but you're right.
I feel like your Twitter profile is about to change too. Your bio line, I am moderation.
And yesterday, the Matt Gaetz resignation letter was read in the House of Representatives.
The chair lays before the House of Communications.
The Honorable, the Speaker, House of Representatives, sir, I hereby resign as a United States Representative for Florida's 1st Congressional District, effective immediately, and I do not intend to take the oath of office for the same office in the 119th Congress to pursue the position of Attorney General in the Trump administration. Signed sincerely, Matt Gaetz, Member of Congress.
Under Clause 5D of Rule 20, the chair announces to the House that in light of the resignation of the gentleman from Florida, Mr. Gaetz, the whole number of the House is 433.
Okay.
Uh-oh. We're down two. We're down two. What will we do now? Wow. You better get those replacements in there
That's
quickly.
for sure.
So
I want those chairs to collect dust.
Oh, we don't. Meanwhile, Republicans all over the place were ripping Donald Trump's nomination of Gaetz for Attorney General. Including his arch nemesis in the House, of course, former Speaker Kevin McCarthy. What a surprise he's against it.
Right.
Choices are very good except one. Look, Gaetz won't get confirmed. Everybody knows that. But when you look at a Rubio, just the knowledge that he has, being in the Intel Committee, I was on the Gang of Eight, and his understanding, even when you listen to the other side of the aisle, they say, he'll make a great Secretary of State. So that's strong for me. A Waltz, just his background, from a Green Beret and others being the. But John Radcliffe at CIA, former DNI, that's very strong. And the difference is to what was 8 years ago today, President Trump understands the job. He knows the people that he needs around him to get there. And I think he's going to be much better prepared because he only has one term, but he'll hit the ground running this time.
You say Gaetz will not be confirmed. Why bother with the nomination then?
You can talk to the president, but it's a good. It's
How
good,
are you reading
It's a good deflection from others, but it also gives. I'll let it stand with that.
There's a guy who holds a bit of a grudge.
Just a tad.
Yeah, just let it go, Kevin.
Just a tad.
So I think what he was starting to say is, talk about Overton window. Think of all these other people that aren't qualified for these positions. They'll have an easier time being confirmed with Matt Gaetz out there, receiving the fire from senators and the press. So he thinks that Gaetz is out there as like the sacrificial lamb because, most presidents lose a nominee or two.
There's a lot of people saying that this is 4D chess on the part of Donald Trump, just to get Gaetz out of Congress.
That goes without saying.
He's always playing 4D chess.
Thank you.
Always. So this is an elaborate way to make it look like this is a really cool promotion for you, but instead, because we had you resign from Congress first, now we just got rid of you. I don't think that's what this is.
I don't either.
I don't think it is. Why would Donald Trump get rid of Matt Gaetz? Matt
Gaetz is a big proponent of Donald Trump, man. He's walked through
very loyal
hot coals for him.
Yeah, and he's very Trump-like in his presentation.
Yes, he is.
They got a lot.
Yes, he
got
is.
A lot in common. But before that announcement of Kennedy for HHS Secretary, Mark Halperin had this to say about the confirmation process for Trump's nominees.
First of all, it is increasingly likely, it's not definite, that Bobby Kennedy will be nominated to head HHS. Many people in the Trump world want that to go to Ben Carson.
He's right about that.
But he could be nominated. Now, this has been one of my annoyances in my entire career covering Washington, which I do, by the way, not from Washington. The only way, now that the rules have changed, to stop somebody from being confirmed is to keep them from getting a majority. Okay? So right now, assuming everybody votes, and given that the vice president is a Republican, will break the tie, you need to stop them from getting 50 votes, 53 Republicans. That means that every Democrat and 4 Republicans at least need to vote no. So when you're talking about will Pete Hegseth get confirmed for defense or will Matt Gaetz get confirmed for attorney general, you can think about the Democrats. And if any of the Democrats, some Democrats' attitude will be the president's entitled to his nominees. Now, the 2 most likely to do that previously mentioned in Sinema are gone. But John Fetterman, just one name off the top of my head, he might say the president's entitled to his choices. So you got to get every Democrat, and then you got to get 4 Republicans. And you can start every list you want to make of which Trump nominees might fail with Susan Collins of Maine and Lisa Murkowski of Alaska. Now, they might vote yes, too. Democrats are famously annoyed with Susan Collins perpetually for voting to confirm Republican nominees, including for the Supreme Court. But then you need 2 more. And you can look at the list of Republican senators and you can say Moore Capito of West Virginia or Dan Sullivan of Alaska. I don't think... I think people who say some of these people won't be confirmed, and I've talked about it this morning, the confirmation gods, excuse me, they usually smite 1 or 2 nominees.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Right. So it's possible that 2 of these won't make it. And it's possible that they'll go to the White House and say, you got to be kidding us about Matt Gaetz. Republicans will say that. It's possible. But it's also possible that the White House will say, the president wants everybody confirmed and he's taking names and watching.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to vote for his nominees.
That's probably more of a
entitled to his
Exactly.
So for those of you who say Pete Hegseth, Kristi Noem, Bobby Kennedy, if he's nominated for a confirmable position, Matt Gaetz can't be nominated. I'm sorry, can't be confirmed. And again, I've gotten emails all day from people in text. Well, they can't be confirmed. It's like the Electoral College and the presidential. All that matters is the whip count. And after the Bork situation, when Robert Bork was nominated by President Reagan to be on the court, the culture changed. Not 100%. It changed gradually, but it started to change. Most senators now don't take a position on whether they're going to vote to confirm somebody until the hearing. Not all, but most, because there's no mileage in it. There's no reason to. Better to say, I want to hear the evidence. I have an open mind. Okay? So people who think we're going to know soon, unless there's some bombshell thing that makes the person withdraw. I don't think Donald Trump will back off on any of these people just because some Republican senators say, I don't like it. And so if Donald Trump doesn't withdraw them, then the question is, will the chair of the committee, the applicable committee, proceed with the hearing? And if they proceed with the hearing, will they give it a vote in committee? Don't assume that these people are unconfirmable. It may be that they are unconfirmable, 1 or more of them, but it's wrong to assume that they're unconfirmable. Okay?
Okay. Excellent.
Thank you, Mark.
A long way to the well, but thank you for getting there.
I mean, Lindsey Graham, he said he had some concerns there, but he's already changed his tune, saying, let's give Matt a chance. That's my message to my fellow Republicans. So they must have photographs.
Look, you go up against Trump and his agenda at your own peril.
Right, especially after that election.
Good luck. Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yes. So if that's what you want to do, go ahead. But I think you may regret it. Big time.
Yeah, and Lisa Murkowski can sit this one out because I learned yesterday that she failed the bar 4 times. So let's not talk about legal qualifications for Matt Gaetz. Why don't you sit this one out and just vote yes?
Well, I wish Lisa Murkowski would sit all things out. Go back to Alaska and just relax. Haven't you earned that? I think you have. Go home.
You have.
Go home. Ugh, agonizing. Let me tell you about the Jace case. You know, one of the problems that we have right now, I think, because we're so giddy about the election, is just relaxing now and forgetting about things. We can't do that. We've got to stay vigilant on everything. And that includes being prepared for any eventuality. Let's say we do wind up assessing some massive tariff against Chinese products. Well, some of those products are antibiotics. In fact, they make almost all of our antibiotics and other medications for that matter. So you can stock up right now with the Jace case on antibiotics that could be life-saving for you. Just make sure you've got it there. If there's a supply chain interruption or a problem with manufacturing, whatever the case may be, you've got these on hand in case you develop something nasty. Essential antibiotics. And you can get add-ons, too, like ivermectin, EpiPens, those kinds of things. There's a whole list online. Check it out. Go online, fill out the form. They'll just review it to make sure that there aren't any allergies to prevent you from having this. And then they send it right to your door. Go to jace.com, enter the promo code PAT at checkout for a nice discount on your order. That's promo code PAT at JASE, jace.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed is back.
And this time... Actually, I'm not pissed, so don't need to go down that road.
Good.
Has it been a great 10, 11 days
I
so
swear.
far?
It's like our timeline switched, and I don't know if it's Doctor Strange or Loki to thank, but
thank you.
We made
Loki.
it. It's Loki.
Yeah.
We
He's
made
a timekeeper now.
Okay.
He sure is.
We'll get into some of these other things, but one of the things we talked about toward the end of the show yesterday was this Alex Jones situation. Because the Onion bought Infowars, and they're going to shut him down. I guess already did completely. I mean, they took control over even his intellectual property. Yeah. The intellectual property he's got. What? So they own everything, and supposedly the Onion wasn't the highest bidder. So Correct. This is just the government thumbing their nose again and saying, screw you.
But that's been paused now, right?
Well, this was our overtime conversation yesterday when the news was breaking. And there's definitely a big update on that. Are you aware that of what happened last night with the judge? The judge, well, Alex explains here that because that's what we talked about. We talked about how the Onion wasn't the highest bidder. So it clearly wasn't an auction.
Right. Okay.
But anyway, Alex Jones had an update last night that he shared.
They're defaulting people across the board now.
Clip 2, the next one, clip 17.
All right, this is the last update. I detailed all this on air today, but I learned even more tonight. It's worse than I thought. But here it is, very simply for everybody. There was an auction ordered by the judge, but he wanted to have more hearings about it for the details to make sure it was all legal. The U.S. trustee assigned with the Justice Department that was in charge of it went ahead and had what he said was an auction. But then it came out that he didn't make the auction public, didn't let people have bids to go above the supposed highest bid, which means it's not a real auction.
Nope.
And then it turns out he ignored the highest bid and gave it to a lower bid because they were the Democrats.
Gross.
And so it was a private sale masquerading as an auction that did not happen. That's what the judge said today. He said it did not go through. Mm-hmm. He's having a full evidentiary hearing next week. Good. In the meantime, the U.S. trustee, overstepping his power, came in and closed Infowars and cut the broadcast off. It is off the air.
Right.
We're over at the Alex Jones Network at AJN Live on X and Real Alex Jones and the satellite uplinks, the radio stations, the TV stations. They're having to switch over to our new satellite. There was some problems there because it was just sneak attack. Boom. They have the auction, keep it secret Wednesday. This morning they show up at 8 a.m. and say, shut the building. I go on and, talk about it. Then they go order people to shut things off. I'm just saying, I'm a federal trustee. Do what I say. Like the last federal trustee did in June or late May, saying, shut the building with no court order. I didn't leave. I threatened to call the police. And then they had an emergency hearing thinking I would be kicked out, and the judge fired them. So this is the second federal trustee doing this wild vigilante crap. So the Onion's everywhere announcing they bought it. The media's saying they got it. But Bloomberg and AP are going, well, now the judge said, no, he's questioning it. No, he said it didn't go through, and he's going to decide what to do. And my lawyers are like, well, they've taken this thing off the air. These employees are out on the street.
Yeah, we're done.
The judge said, well, as soon as we can have it, it's early next week, I'll give you a date. But yeah, this is crazy. So bring your evidence in. But he said, this is unbelievable. And he said, this is not an auction. This is a private sale. And this is not what I authorized. So that's what's going on, okay? That's
so it's still going to be shut down. It's just a matter of done to the highest bidder.
So we have more news coming next week.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We reached out to Alex. Is he able to?
Yes. So right now we're negotiating on either Monday or Wednesday.
Okay.
Depending on what happens in the courts. But they've been really open with me via phone about what is happening and keeping me updated.
Cool.
So does this mean that it's over? Okay, so I mean,
after
next week when they shut down Infowars and sell it off to the highest bidder, and whether it's a friendly purchaser or not, is he done now with having to pay this?
No,
$1.5 billion, or can they keep coming after?
I heard
him
there
forever?
was if you're unaware of the situation, Alex Jones was fined for his free speech efforts. I mean, whether you like or not the fact that he said Sandy Hook was a hoax, that's irrelevant because it's his free speech, First Amendment right to be able to question it if he wants to.
Right.
We're
way beyond that, though.
We're way beyond that. But he lost the lawsuit to these families. And he was fined $1.5 billion. Right. Now, Elon Musk might be able to pay a fine like that, but not Alex Jones. He told us when we spoke in March that in his lifetime, he's made $50 million. Now, I mean, that's a really good, successful business. But you can't penalize someone 30 times 35 times what they have made in their entire lifetime. This clearly violates the 8th Amendment of the Constitution. Excessive bail shall not be, listen to this, excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed. Wow. Okay. There's your answer right there.
First time in our lives that we've been like, wait a minute, let's read everything in this amendment.
Nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. So not only is it an excessive fine because it's 30 to 35 times what he's made in his life, but it's also cruel and unusual to shut down this guy forever for a free speech issue.
Yeah. And by the way, I can't find the judge's name now. When I was looking last night, I'm 99% sure this is a Trump-appointed judge that's looking at this tomorrow.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Good.
And this other clip that Joe started to play there, I don't know if you want this or not, but this was just a couple days ago when Alex Jones was talking with Vivek Ramaswamy about how Alex wasn't allowed to be a part of this process. I don't know if you want to see this real quick.
They're defaulting people across the board now.
If you don't show up.
Yeah, but I did. And with me, they said, well, you didn't give us the discovery. Because it didn't exist. They said, show us the marketing material for Sandy Hook. I don't do marketing material for shows. I look at a bunch of news articles, some video clips. I go on air. I didn't do a marketing study with you for this.
This is new to me.
We talked for 2 minutes. We talked for 2 minutes before we went on air, right?
You maybe 2 minutes, a minute, you know.
A minute and a half. He walks in, boom, sits down.
Just get on there. Yeah, but
no.
This is new
the judge
to me,
says, give me the marketing material. Vivek, tell me about your plan with Alex. Tell me about the secret plans you guys had in this thing. All the marketing, all the Google Analytics. Tell me about your meeting.
Yeah, it's.
Wait a minute. You're not going to give me the evidence. You're defaulted.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say I'm personally a little bit blushing here. I don't even know about this legal procedure.
That's because they're not supposed to use it.
But they're literally so it's not even that you don't show up and you default.
That's what it's supposed to be.
If you're not participating in the process,
yes,
according to the standards that they set,
and they set a bar you can't reach.
Judge, I'm going to go. I'm going to go back and learn the heck about this because that's a. I mean, if what you described is
great
true,
to have him.
That is a real danger to the integrity of the judicial system.
And that's the cutting edge.
Independently learn about this myself, but the point is, they can default you even if the judge deems you not actively or sufficiently participating in discovery.
Yes.
Kiss my ass.
Okay. You talk about an existential threat to democracy.
Yep.
What is this?
Yeah.
And you can't get anybody on the left to even care because they don't like him.
Right. And that's it's so un-American.
What if it's you? I mean, you should certainly rearrange your perspective now because you're on the other side of it now. Okay? And you certainly have been worried and talking and screaming about Trump doing this to you. You might want to side with Alex Jones in this.
Yeah.
Just a safety tip.
And flag this
there
video.
for you.
It's the first one I've ever heard Vivek say,
Yeah. Okay.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome. Got some tweets here for you. Tiger Sharks 08 tweets, if the Trump appointments don't get passed, then all senators who are opposed need to be primaried.
Yeah. And that's what Elon Musk is threatening to help fund, primary challenges.
If only we had the attention span of a gerbil, then we could do something like that. However, we don't, so that will never happen.
I think the new administration for Trump does, though.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully it won't have to be an issue.
Right.
Jerry Springer's kid tweets, the left's biggest issues with Trump's cabinet is that they're not gay or trans. They can't handle him selecting strong men and smart women instead of choosing from the wheel of DEI.
Look at that.
Yeah, there's a little look at
That's a tweet from The Blaze. Biggest upgrade in history. Rachel Levine.
So great.
To RFK. Because Dick Levine.
Rachel is a she.
He was the
surgeries.
The assistant. The assistant HHS, right?
Correct.
Okay. But nobody can name the regular HHS. They just know him. Her.
And the person, they, them that stole the luggage. What was that position?
Sam Burton?
Burton, yeah.
That was
he was part of the
nuclear secretary
something.
Undersecretary.
Yeah, he was one of the undersecretaries.
I mean, so many
undersecretary.
Freaks and...
Yeah. And in
you
fact,
know they're freaks. There's no other word for Pat Gray. It's just freaks.
I know. So many freaks.
So
and now all of a sudden, now you care?
Remember we had the army, and plus we had the army guy with the dog mask and everything.
Yeah. And then we also had the thing that I thought made a great point yesterday was remember the video of the guy dressed like a woman with nails, and he's walking around the White House giving us a tour, and he's being flamboyant.
Oh, the influencer.
Remember this guy?
Yeah.
And then somebody was like, don't come to me about Trump's nominees when you're doing this kind of crap in the White House.
Yeah.
Well, not just that. You had
exactly
the
right.
tranny flash outside the White House.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. There's so
During
much.
Pride Month, they were just flashing the...
Flash the man breasts.
The man breasts.
By the way, I know it's... I know...
insane.
Everyone's really heartbroken about this news that there's been a lot of employees at the FDA who have threatened to leave their jobs.
Oh, no, don't say that.
If
don't
RFK is confirmed as head of HHS.
Oh, no.
Was that supposed to make us not want to confirm him?
I know. Yeah, that's what I keep hearing about this mass exodus at the DOJ and Health and Human Services.
Cool.
Oh, no.
I mean,
oh, no.
Sometimes the trash takes itself out. Whatever.
So sad. I don't know if I can even pretend on this. It's just so heart-wrenching.
No.
It's just too much. I'll be a puddle of mush if I continue to talk about it.
There you go. There you go. I got you some Kleenex there because it sounds like you're about to break
Appreciate
down.
that. Definitely.
There we go. Oh, no. Oh, no.
What do we do?
Some of the tears, the ocean of tears. We'll cry for these people.
Poor fella.
Man. All right, let's move on. We've got a whole bunch of nominee talk, and we'll get to that in a minute, but let's break it up a bit.
All right.
With a Fat Five from Jeffy.
All right, let's rock and roll. So only 8 monkeys remaining free after more than a week outside the South Carolina compound. So 43 monkeys made the break last week. November 6th.
Weren't there hundreds, though? Like, this is a research lab, right?
Facility, yeah. Well, the Alpha Genesis company has over 5,000 in their 2 facilities between this one, and they have a second facility not far from this Alpha Genesis lab in Yemassee, South Carolina. So this one was just some employee apparently left the door unlocked, and 43 there were more monkeys that didn't go out. 43 of them said, yeah, I'm out. Let's go. And the others were like, nah, I'm waiting for lunch. I'm not going. I'm good. And so they've been wooing him back. I don't think any of them harmed anything. I think most of them just came back to the fences and started, boo-boo, we're outside the fence. And so the workers have been giving them like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and stuff, and then they bringing them back into the fold.
That's funny.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's 8 left. So still heads up. Keep your doors locked and your windows closed.
Good
Good luck. Okay. Speaking of South Carolina, in Spartanburg, South Carolina, just a few miles south, Yu Shang Food Inc. Has recalled 4,589 pounds of ready-to-eat products that might be adulterated with listeria. I don't know what's happening with this listeria world that we're in, but it's starting to get overwhelming. So if you bought the products, throw them away or return them for purchase.
Well, the problem is I get listeria when you're near.
Even if you were eating Yushang brand cooked chicken or the seasoned pork hock or the Japanese chasu pork belly or the braised pork belly and brown sauce.
Oh, man, does that sound delicious.
Or the Yushang brand cooked pork hock.
Oh.
The Chinese brand spicy chicken feet. The braised seasoned whole chicken. The braised beef shank.
The dinner bell is ringing now.
Seasoned pork tongues. All have been recalled.
Wow. That's such a magical mysteria.
It sure is.
When you get that feeling. You start believing.
Hold on. Did you say Spartanburg was just a little bit south of?
South of, like 3 hours south.
Okay. Just checking.
What do you mean?
Just checking. All right. Spartanburg.
Is that not right?
No, Spartanburg's well north of Yamasee.
Okay, that was
Yamasee is south.
Yeah, I was fully expecting to hear Don't Go bogging me down with facts.
No, but Yamasee is south. Yeah. They're 3 hours apart.
Yeah.
Sorry, South Carolina expert.
I'm just...
Right. I lived there. I loved it. Okay, I got it.
Continue.
We have a new Toy Hall of Fame inductees. We told you the 12 finalists that you could vote on: the balloons, the trampoline, the party game, Apples to Apples, Choose Your Own Adventure game books, Hess toy trucks, remote-controlled vehicles, the stick horse, Phase 10, Sequence, and the Pokemon trading card game. My Little Pony figures and the Transformer action figures were all nominated, could possibly go into the Museum of the Hall of Fame. 3 made the cut, and so there's new inductees. My Little Pony. Congratulations to My Little Pony. Phase 10. Love that stupid game. And Transformers. About time. Transformers should have already been.
They should have been up there.
The Hess truck
forever.
did not make it. I know.
What? I've never even played Phased, whatever it was.
Yeah,
10?
me neither.
Oh, Phase 10. Yeah, that's a big time.
Hess truck, man.
Yeah. I know. I'm with you. I've got so many Hess trucks. I want them to go in for financial reasons, but it'll happen. You can see all of those and others at the Strong Museum of Play Toy Hall of Fame in Rochester, New York. The one thing in Rochester, New York that is worthy. You can go there or go to the website, museumofplay.org. You please subscribe to Chewing the Fat, my daily show, available wherever you get your podcast. Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher. Rate and review while you can. So for nearly 2 weeks, the internet has been going nuts after learning that authorities euthanized Peanut the squirrel and Fred the raccoon.
Not cool.
In New York. And that's because Peanut was no ordinary rodent. He had 900,000 Instagram followers, and they loved watching that little squirrel nibble on waffles and wear his cowboy hat. And but apparently it's illegal to own a pet squirrel in New York. That's not what they said to begin with when they raided Longo's house and took Fred the raccoon and Peanut the squirrel. But they said that now they're saying that, the owner didn't have the right permits.
Oh, my gosh.
He didn't have, so to keep Peanut. It's interesting because what they said originally was there was complaints.
Yeah, what
about
set
the
it off in the
wildlife,
first place?
That there were complaints. And then they're trying to say now that they were investigating this for quite some time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so they came in, and it was like animal swatting, really, to me. They just came in and searched the house. So when officials apprehended Peanut, along with Raccoon and Fred, the squirrel bit an environmental officer. So as a result of that, they said they had to euthanize the animals and test for rabies, which can only be done post-mortem, which isn't really true, but, officials announced, well, guess what? The animals didn't have rabies.
Oh my god!
A big surprise there. So they both tested negative for the disease. So Longo, the owner, said, big surprise. He'd been living with them for months and, and all this time. Right? With the squirrel, Fred was just a few months. Fred was
I always
4 or 5
forget
months.
about Fred.
Yeah, I know. The world forgets about Fred.
Dude,
he got killed too.
He also got killed. Yes, thank you.
So it wasn't a big shocker to Longo that they didn't have rabies, and he said the statement from New York was that there's going to be an internal investigation now to review internal policies and procedures. Right.
Can't bring him back.
He can't. I guess he's going to file a lawsuit claiming violation of his constitutional rights. Not sure how that'll turn out.
There's a constitutional right that you can own a squirrel and a raccoon?
Guess so.
Okay.
Guess so. I
Pat,
guess so.
you're the constitutional expert.
And you're the one.
Yes.
You're the one that
there
had
is.
wild
That was-
animals on your property.
It was one of the main issues the
Oh, it
founders
was?
were concerned with. Yeah, because in England, King wouldn't allow you to own a squirrel.
Nor
Not
a
an
raccoon.
indoor squirrel or a raccoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bastards.
You could own a gerbil
Ah.
in England, but not here. For some reason, the colonists were discriminated against in that manner.
Unbelievable.
It's not right. It's not
It's
right.
not right.
It's why we left your stupid island in
Thank
the first
you.
place.
Right.
Okay. So put that in your pipe and smoke
Thank
it.
you.
Okay.
I think people were just mad at Longo actually because they bought this farm with money that they made from their OnlyFans, and then they were using then they started
Is it a sort of
No, it's not, Pat.
No,
no,
we're
no,
good.
no, no,
No,
no,
we're
no.
good.
okay?
Yeah, we're good.
It's not.
Then
So it's not a porn thing.
No.
All right. Well, good.
Oh, that's how they made their money on OnlyFans.
Is it?
Just saying.
Not with animals, though.
No,
No,
with
I mean
animals,
together.
but together, the
But
husband
it
and wife
was a-
team. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
It was a racing
Yes,
site.
originally.
Originally, they
With
started
that's how
with
they made their money.
OnlyFans. Yes.
Then they started. Then they realized, hey, let's use the squirrel and.
Not
they
in
started
that
having
way. Not
followers.
in that way.
Not in that way.
Not
No,
in
I
that
didn't
way.
say that.
Fisher, stop talking like that.
I didn't say that they were doing anything nasty with the squirrel.
And the squirrel was famous for like 7 years, right?
Yes.
A long time.
It's
Yeah,
just
people.
bizarre that all of a sudden now they have to swoop in
Which is why I think
and confiscate, kidnap, steal their
the original
squirrel.
theory from the owner is that crazy lady that complained about them because she was also an influencer.
Have we confirmed that? I don't know that.
I don't
He
think
said
that's
it,
been
and I
confirmed.
believe it.
know.
That's where I'm at.
Who said it?
The owner
Okay.
during the TMZ
Oh, yeah.
interview.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't even sure in that.
Well, it's on TMZ, so it's true.
All right, let me tell you about our friends at Preborn. If we learned anything from this election, it's how important it is for us to be vigilant in order to keep fighting. We also learned how desperately the left wants to fight to take babies' lives. I mean, it's the most important issue in the world to them.
Clearly. They've made that more evident than ever.
They have. And Preborn is fighting against that evil. And that's why they're located in the highest abortion areas. They're positioned in the minority areas because that's where the Planned Parenthood clinics are. And that's by design as well. Well, that's how Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood, that's how she set it up in the first place, to kill black babies and Hispanic babies and anything that she deemed undesirable.
Correct.
So
that's correct.
It's really a fight for the life of human beings and to show people God's love. And so that's why they provide the ultrasound, which costs $28. To show the expectant mother a free ultrasound, it doubles the chance the baby will be born alive. And then once the baby is born alive, Preborn doesn't just abandon them. They help the mom with baby food, baby formula, diapers, emotional support, you name it. They're there for the next 2 years. So if you have the means to donate $28, that'd be great. 5 ultrasounds is $140. Maybe you could even do a tax-deductible donation of $15,000. That would put an ultrasound machine in a needy women's center, and that would save countless babies for years to come. To donate, dial pound 250, say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby, or preborn.com/Pat.
Pat Gray returns.
All right, welcome back to we're doing the Fat Five, the Chewing the Fat Five here on Pat Gray Unleashed. This story is probably one of my favorite stories of the week. And I didn't know it even existed until yesterday. The first ever wooden satellite called LignoSat arrived at the International Space Station aboard a SpaceX Dragon cargo capsule, the one that went up November 5th. And they're going to perform some key space tests. Now, when you think of a wooden satellite, I think of something like this, right? This is what you're thinking of, the wooden satellite in space.
That's awesome.
That's what I think of. That's in my head. That's what I'm thinking of, right?
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
it really looks like this. Is the real wooden satellite from LingoSat. Looks like that.
Heck?
What? That's false advertising.
That is false advertising.
It's awesome. It's 4 inches on each side, and it could end up having a big impact on space flight and exploration down the road. That's the wooden satellite. Researchers hope this investigation demonstrates that a wooden satellite could be more sustainable and less polluting for the environment than conventional satellites. Of course, it's for climate change. And because they claim that conventional satellites are made primarily of aluminum.
Oh, no.
When they burn up in Earth's atmosphere,
I see.
at the end of their lives, they generate aluminum oxides,
No.
which can alter the planet's thermal balance and damage its protective ozone layer. And we know how horrible that is. So we can't have that. And they're saying, some of the experts say, metal satellites might be banned in the future. So we need wooden satellites out there. I actually thought it was the Hellraiser box from the movie Hellraiser, which is the gateway to hell. So it's either that or the wooden satellite. I'm not sure which is which up there at the ISS going on right now. But I love that because in my head I had this giant wooden satellite. That's not it. That's for sure. Be sure to get yourself some Kexi cookies this weekend, okay? It's a big weekend. You got a big fight tonight. You got college football all weekend. A few big games, and they're all big. It's a big college football weekend.
It is.
But be sure to get yourself some Kexi cookies by going to Kexi.com.
Delicious.
KEKSI.com.
That peppermint fudge is coming soon to a Kexi site.
November 18th is the big day. Remember, that's the day that
November
I
19th.
guarantee your thing.
It's November 19th.
It's November 18th.
It's November.
It's a big day.
19th is the
It's
last
the final day.
to place your order to get it in time for Thanksgiving.
I had an email from your do people.
I don't care. It's November 19th. Okay?
I want someone fired.
Okay, I'll see to it.
I want someone fired.
I'll see to
for
it.
giving me false information in an email.
But we have the Christmas box coming up. I think that's December 1st. That drops. And right now, though,
you can pre-order it on the 18th. Though.
Yes, you can. 19th. But
18th.
in any eventuality, Jackie's made more of the coffee cake cookie, which is probably by far our most popular cookie of all time. So get that while you can, because it's just a limited number. And so is the pumpkin bread with the chocolate chips. Oh, so good.
Delicious.
Oh, my gosh.
It goes good with coffee.
And we also have the Boston cream pie cookie, all available right now. On December 1st, we're also going to drop the it's January 1st. We dropped the hot chocolate cookie, which Jackie brought some samples and it nearly killed me because I shouldn't be eating that and I couldn't stop. I just couldn't stop. Kexi.com, KEKSI.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, American. It's Friday.
And welcome to it. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393 is our phone number. Tonight's a big night because it's the big fight that we've been waiting for so long. What did they announce this like 8-9 months ago?
Well,
10
they
months?
had to postpone the first one.
Yes,
because of
that was
Mike's
supposed to
health.
happen July. I think July.
Yeah.
And so he developed some kind of bleeding ulcer, and I guess that is
all good,
stable now.
I guess so. They were supposed to have all the testing and everything. Texas said the fight was good to go, and then yesterday they were supposed to go through this other testing to make sure it was okay. And
he passed that?
I guess so. I guess the fight's on. They had their little gathering yesterday, and pushed each other around a little bit and had some fun.
Who is the big fight promoter? Is it Bob Arum? Is that, I don't know. He's in his 90s now. He used to promote all the big fights, Muhammad Ali and you name it. He said that this should not be taking place with a man of Mike Tyson's age. Yeah, he's very afraid for Mike Tyson. But I don't know. He looks vicious in the clips we've seen of him training. He looks like
but
he's...
Jake is a young man.
Yeah.
Jake is a
Big,
young man. Big,
powerful.
strong. Yeah.
But there's Mike right there. Looks pretty good for 58 years old.
He does. There's not a lot of us that look like that.
I'm sorry, what?
There's not a lot of us that look like that. Okay. You know what I said.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay, Fisher.
Use the plural pronoun there, the us.
You know what I said, yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure. So, I'll tell you, I wouldn't want to get in the ring with that guy, but frankly, I wouldn't want to get in the ring with either one of them.
I know.
Yeah, they both look like killers right now.
Yeah.
And there was some excitement at the get-together yesterday, the press conference where they weighed in, and they're almost exactly the same weight. Kind of interesting. They're both at 227 something.
No, 225 to 224. Paul is one weight over, so 226 to 225.
That's not accurate.
But that would be almost exactly the same weight still, though.
It's still very close. Yeah. But here's some of what happened yesterday at the big press conference.
Which one you want? Let's do 15.
Let's just start at the beginning. Clip 15. Yeah, it would be a good place to start.
The scuffle.
Oh, little slap there. So is that staged?
I would lean yes until I hear the rest of the story.
I feel like that's just scuffles are planned, right? I don't know that it's the exact slap or the exact reaction is planned, but something has got to happen.
Yeah, play it again.
There has to be something to happen.
So Chris says that he steps on his foot on purpose.
Yeah, he stepped on his toe.
It looks like he really, rewind it again to the beginning. Looks like when he gets up there, he is kind of reaching out with his left leg, like,
Yeah, they talked to Mike after the slap, and he said, that's a quote that I sent you boys this morning. He stepped on my toe.
Yeah.
And the a-hole did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Because Tyson's just in socks.
Yes.
And Jake Paul's in shoes. So there you go.
So then Jake Paul says, now it's personal. Now
it's personal. Yes.
This time.
Yeah. So now the festivities unfold as we all want them to, viciously. So that's kind of interesting. And that's how many tens of millions of people are going to be watching?
It's going to be huge.
Especially since if you already have Netflix, you have this fight for free, right?
Well,
you pay the fee for Netflix. What is it, $20?
Sure.
21. Whatever.
I feel like it's a lot more than that these days.
Do you know that YouTube Premium, to get rid of the ads that are so obnoxious on YouTube, so if you want to eliminate that for you and your family, it's $30 a month?
Wow.
For YouTube, you're more expensive than Netflix?
Well, that's just that's just to get rid of the ads.
Yes, right. Just to get rid of the ads. Yeah.
Because Netflix has their own ad-driven link now, too. They all do.
Yeah.
They all do. That's what they all are driving for. I forget what we have the most, whatever I pay for Netflix. The last time I looked, I got angry, so I don't look anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's you have the most, so more than one screen can be viewed at the same time. And we have, now I've got, instead of sharing my password, I have to pay so someone can share my password. And everything just keeps, they all want more money.
Yeah, it all skyrockets.
Yeah.
But what really pisses me off, things like Amazon did, where they lure us in to subscribe to their service.
There was never any promise of no ads, Pat. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's why I got it in the first place. There's no ads.
That was the whole point.
And so retroactively now I got to pay for ads? That's not what I signed up for. But now you got to pay extra if you don't want the stupid ads.
Right. And I can't tell you how many shows I watch on Prime where I almost break down to pay them. I'm in the middle of it. I'm like, no, I'm going to get...
Because it started out...
Because I love commercials. Personally, I don't mind commercials. I really don't.
What?
We're in radio. Are you kidding me?
I know, but that's different. We never said, hey, this was commercial-free broadcasting. Amazon did. Got nothing to say to that, do you? Easter.
I still like commercials.
You right on down.
I like commercials. I don't mind commercials.
They started out with the 10-second thing. Then it was 15. Yeah. Okay, whatever. I can sit here for 15 and wait. Now it's like, okay, this is one of 7 commercials. And they're all 30 seconds. You're like into a 2 or 3 minute break now.
And
it's like network TV.
Oh yeah, they don't let you fast forward through them.
No,
you can't fast forward through
It's
them.
impossible.
In fact, even on Hulu now, if you haven't seen it, if the algorithm says that you haven't seen it yet on the Hulu Live, you can't fast forward through.
And I'll tell you what would be really wrong is if somebody DM'd us with a way to circumvent the ads for free on YouTube or Amazon Prime. That would be wrong.
Illegal.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Illegal, yes.
You can't, I wouldn't.
I don't know that chewingthefat@theblaze.com would accept that email, but you could try.
Okay, you could try. But it's foolhardy because obviously, even if it did get through, we can't abide it.
No, we cannot.
We can't abide it.
Chewingthefat@theblaze.com would be the email that
and you'd be offended, right?
Accept it.
You'd probably be offended.
Yeah, it would be.
To a certain extent. So, all right. So the big fight anyway tonight, and then there's a big UFC fight tomorrow night. So it's a big weekend.
We got prepped for this fight back during our childhood. Actually,
Tomorrow night's BYU. What are we talking about?
There it is.
Look at
Remember
that!
that from Nintendo?
Jake Paul versus.
Oh yeah,
that's fantastic.
Iron Mike Tyson.
Man, the hours I spent playing with the Tyson boxing thing. Jeez, I love that game so much.
We're about to look at it live now.
The key to beating him was to hit him in the stomach a bunch of times and then go to the uppercut.
Got to work the body. Got to work the body.
Body blow. Body blow.
So
body blow.
Is that your advice to Jake Paul?
That's my advice.
Okay.
Body blow. Well, I don't know. I'm a little concerned about the ulcer thing because they said in the beginning if he gets hit in the stomach, that could cause some kind of chain reaction in his body that would kill him. I don't want to see that happen. But
I don't either, but I'm not going to
turn away.
Watch.
You're not going to not watch because of it? Of course not.
But
that
yesterday,
would be silly.
Mike Tyson was being interviewed by this 14-year-old, 13-year-old girl.
This is awesome.
I want you to judge this interview. Is she a good interview?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Or is Mike kind of like sucky?
All right.
I didn't say that it was awesome. I don't want you to judge. I don't want you to go into it with any kind of
prejudice.
Any kind of prejudice. Just learn. This was just Mike Tyson being interviewed.
Well, in your return to the ring for this fight, you are setting a monumental opportunity for kids my age to see the legend, Mike Tyson, in the ring for the first time. So after such a successful career, what type of legacy would you like to leave behind when it's all said and done?
Well, I don't know. I don't believe in the word legacy. I just think that's another word for ego. Legacy doesn't mean nothing. That's just some word everybody grabbed onto.
And
Someone
certainly
said that
he doesn't
word,
have an
grabbed
ego.
on the word, so now it's used every 5 seconds. It means absolutely nothing to me. I'm just passing through. I'm going to die,
nothing to me.
and it's going to be over.
Heavyweight champion.
Who cares about legacy after that?
Mike Tyson.
What a big ego. So I'm going to die. I want people to think that I'm this, I'm great. No, we're nothing. We're just dead. We're dust. We're absolutely nothing. Our legacy is nothing.
Okay.
Thank you so much for sharing that. That is something that I have not heard before. Someone say that as an answer.
Can you really imagine somebody say, I want my legacy to be this way when you're dead? Why do you want somebody, you think somebody really wants to think about you? What's the audacity? I think, I want people to think about me when I'm gone. Who the cares about me when I'm gone? My kids,
Okay.
grandkids.
Oh, thank you.
Whatever.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Who cares about the
Like,
legacy?
Dude, she just wants to talk about.
I thought they were both great. I think she was a great reporter, and I thought his answers were perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, she was awesome.
Yeah.
She handled it great.
She's gonna be good.
A legacy, that's all about ego. All I am is dust. Kansas said it best when they said, all we are is dust in the wind. I mean, that's all I am, except for being heavyweight champion of the world, Mike Tyson.
Okay, thanks for sharing.
Weird. Like, okay, Mike Tyson doesn't have an ego? Oh, okay. That's
Right,
interesting.
Right.
And you sent a clip in, Pat. I didn't see this about Jake Paul being asked a question that he refused to answer.
Yeah.
You sent this clip.
Okay.
Clip 13.
Yes, this is Jacob Dedamore with the ticket in Dallas. This question is for Jake.
Yeah.
Jake, you were just talking about your career and how it's grown, and you've said in the past that you want to be taken seriously as a boxer. So if that is your goal, when can we expect you to start fighting legitimate contending fighters in your given weight class?
Oh, I think you're the same dumbass from the other venue.
I am
asked that same dumbass question,
and you didn't answer.
And you're sitting here disrespecting Mike Tyson to his face once again.
I asked you a
Do you
question.
not think that he's a serious boxer? He walks away.
It's a good comeback for that. But my comeback to his
question.
comeback would be, The man's 58 years old, Jake.
We're not disrespecting Mike Tyson.
Right. He's 58. He's nearly 60 years old.
Mike has already developed his legacy. He was the world champion at 20 years old.
I don't have a legacy.
Oh, yeah,
legacy. I'm going to be dead. I don't care about a legacy.
Sorry about that, Mike. I'm just talking to Jake here for a second.
That's just an ego thing. I don't have an ego. I'm just dust.
When are you going to fight fighters?
In the wind.
Real fighters. In your weight class.
1987, 1986.
Awesome.
That's good. But it's really set the stage for tonight, has it not? I'm way more interested than I was, and I was pretty interested to begin with. So this will be fun. I do want Mike to win now. I just decided.
Yes, me too.
Yeah, this has just put me over the top. Want to see the 58-year-old man
destroy the.
Just knock him out.
Destroy the YouTuber.
It'd be fun. Yes. It'd be fun if that happened.
No eating ears, Mike.
Would.
It'd be fun. I don't care if he eats his ears. Just eat them.
Yeah, I don't want to see something stupid like that.
Yeah. Yes.
I mentioned when Hillary was here, the worst thing that could happen is it for just to be a boring fight where they're just dancing around each other and nothing ever happens.
And they already changed it to 2-minute rounds with bigger gloves.
And how many rounds?
12. 8, I think.
Is it 12?
I think it's 8.
8?
I think it's,
okay.
I think
probably
it's
more
8
like
rounds,
8. Yeah.
2 minutes, bigger gloves.
How big are the gloves?
14
cartoon
ounce,
size.
Yeah, cartoon size.
Cartoon size.
Yeah, they got those.
They're the
balloons.
238 ounces.
Yes.
Yes. So
now that would be funny.
Yeah, that would be fun. That's probably the only way they were able to go ahead with this.
Sanction the fight.
Though.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either. I just want it to be a good fight.
Okay, so 8 rounds. 8 rounds at 2 minutes each.
That's what.
So what
you
round?
Did say that? Sorry, I was reading it. I wasn't listening.
What round do you guys think is going to happen?
I don't know.
I say by the 3rd, if Mike doesn't knock him down, Jake wins.
Mike takes a fall in the 4th.
Ooh.
Wow.
On purpose?
I got a bad
just drops
feeling.
to
really?
a knee.
I just got
drops
a bad
to a
feeling
knee. Maybe drops to a knee and quits.
I just get a bad feeling we're getting played here. I don't know why.
I know. I don't want that to happen. I'm going to be pissed.
I want Tyson to win, and I want it to be legitimate.
Yeah. If he drops in the 4th, if he drops to a knee and then they give him some medical disclaimer to walk away.
That's going to be disappointing.
Yeah, it sure
I told
is.
Jeffy something like that happens, I'll start the burning.
Yeah, we need to burn AT&T down. That's the way to fix those windows, too, because the place will burn down.
Yeah, fix the windows finally. Yeah, they can remodel
Burn
them.
down from the Tyson fight.
Why do they have curtains at that stadium that they use for concerts and for wrestling, but not for the Cowboys games?
Because Jerry likes it that way, okay?
Stupid.
Seems like you would be an advocate for that not to be the case.
I am.
Because you're the indoor football guy.
Thank you,
It
Pat.
is indoors. I'm absolutely about it. It is indoors, and he should absolutely have some kind of blinds, some kind of sponsorship, something, and maybe that's it. Maybe those curtains aren't sponsored, so Jerry doesn't make any money from it.
You cracked the code. Yes. If there's a giant company logo on the curtains, Jerry,
the blinds are us blinds in front of the AT&T
and that'll be the way
Stadium.
he saves face.
Darn
on
right
this.
it is.
Well, somebody stepped up and wanted to put a $50 million logo out here, so I guess we'll use the curtains.
Go ahead and use it. Yep.
You're right. That's what's good.
It's not like he needs the extra cash.
Oh,
right.
He's poor.
His team could use a few extra W's.
That's true.
He's stopped costing himself touchdowns in the end zone.
No doubt about that.
He's doing Ford ads, so definitely he needs money.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, that's embarrassing for the owner of the Dallas Cowboys to be doing ads.
They're fun.
Come on. No.
They're fun. It's Jerry Jones.
It's not cool. All right. Head over to blazetv.com/Pat right now because President Trump's victory isn't just a win. It's a turning point for America and for everybody fed up with the mainstream media's spin and distortions. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. While traditional networks scrambled to keep up and do their propaganda, Blaze Media delivered the truth as it unfolded with no fluff, just facts and fun, frankly. Don't forget the fun. You're not going to get the fun from the network coverage. That's for darn sure. So without all the distractions, without all the garbage, without the stuff that just turns your stomach, go to blazetv.com/Pat. Enter the promo code. Do you need a promo code here for the...
no, you don't.
For the discount?
Just go to the website.
Just go to blazetv.com/Pat and join us. Let's Wake up America, one truth at a time.
Call us at 888-900-3393. Pat Gray Unleashed will return.
Some tweets for you. Mr. Sean's tweets, White Jake from State Farm versus Black Jake from State Farm on the undercard tonight would be awesome.
Oh, yeah, it would. Oh, State Farm could sponsor it, too.
Yeah, poor White Jake from State Farm, man. They've taken that a long way.
Yep.
And they left him
in the
behind.
dust, baby.
Yeah.
In the dust. Sorry about it.
Sorry. You're Whitey, though. Okay? Should have seen that coming.
Have it.
Hideous. Still one of the greatest commercials of all time.
Yeah. Sarah the Band. Well, that Tyson speech about legacy was inspiring.
My favorite is just the girl. She's just
just kept powering through.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Okay, Mike, that's interesting.
You never know what you're going to get with him, though. It's always been that way.
That's it, yes.
Adrian Slade, when you see Tyson in his neighborhood and videos of his training, the guy has a spirit of fighting that Paul doesn't have. Paul is going to get spanked.
I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
I hope so.
I do, too.
I don't necessarily... I think I'm leaning toward Keith's goal.
Mike takes a fall.
What?
Fourth round. It'll just be. It might not even be Tyson taking a fall. It will be some medical thing that actually concerns everyone. You know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That'd be bad though.
Because we'll get the slow motion wincing of Tyson. You know. And Jake saying, "No, I'm not doing this anymore."
Oh,
you know what I mean?
little sympathy time. Yeah. Okay.
People would be pissed if that happens.
And they're both winners.
Right.
Jake because he backed off, and Mike because he has a health concern.
Right.
Yep.
But you know what? Let's call it a draw.
Fourth round.
Let's call it a draw.
Fourth round. No, well, Jake will say he won. I won, but I'm not. We're done.
I don't know. While he claims not to have an ego, Mike Tyson? Are you serious?
I know.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to lose to some guy, some YouTuber.
No way.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see it.
Some YouTuber.
So then tomorrow night, there's a heavyweight fight in the UFC. It's John Jones versus what's his name? Stipe Miocic or whatever. And college football.
I got college football though on Saturdays.
Who does Missouri have this weekend?
South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
We traveled.
They're pretty good this year.
Yeah,
right?
they've been pretty good. But there's an SEC rival, and they've won the last 3 games. I mean,
South Carolina has?
Convincingly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they've been really good the last 3 games. So it's a little concerning.
Mm-hmm. And Nebraska? Who do we have?
At USC.
Oh, that's right.
The Trojans are, 4 and 5?
I think
you guys are 5 and 4? And I think the Trojans are favored. So
yeah, I know how that feels when an 8-0 BYU went to play a 3-7 UCF.
That was agonizing.
Come on,
were they
man.
favored? Was that the ESPN favorability?
Oh, I don't know.
Because that's where
they were favored. They were underdogs in Vegas.
USC has a 7.5-point favorite. Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really something. That's a lack of respect right there.
That sure is.
But that's powered BYU all season. So hopefully 10-0 this weekend. They got Kansas.
Got to beat Kansas.
Got to beat Kansas.
You have to beat the Jayhawks.
Well, we have to win our last 3 just to put them.
I mean, you have to win out, no question. But you have to.
Yeah.
But
you don't know that. You do not know that. I mean, is it unlikely? Probably yes. Yes. But could they do it? I think they've proven they could do it.
They
this
could
year.
do absolutely. They could do it.
Yeah, it's a team of destiny. Shut up. All right. Democrats like Elizabeth Warren have been chiming in on Matt Gaetz for Attorney General. I think she's probably pretty excited about it. Is that what we're about to hear?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll bet she's really thrilled. Matt Gaetz, what a great pick.
He's such a good guy.
That's exactly what I expect out of her. Let's see if that's what she delivers.
Many things I disagree with Marco Rubio on, and I haven't decided yet about voting for him, but he is qualified. He has experience. We may have differences that would cause me to say I don't think that he should be Secretary of State, and we'll go through that. We'll listen to the hearings. I want to hear very carefully from him.
You love for Matt Gaetz?
But what we're talking about with people like Matt Gaetz is very different from what we're talking about with people like Marco Rubio, and we just have to keep that in mind. But do understand with Matt Gaetz, and you've already made this point, he's not the only one out there who is unqualified and who raises whole questions like Tulsi Gabbard does. You really want her to have all of the secrets of the United States and our defense intelligence agencies?
Why not?
When she has so clearly been in Putin's pocket? That just has to be a hard no.
Putin's pocket.
Wait, what? Where did she get that?
Oh, these people are insane.
That was from Hillary, right?
Yeah, that's a Hillary thing.
Yeah.
She's in Putin's pocket?
Yeah, Hillary started the Russian conspiracy thing, I think. Yeah, at some one of the debates.
Yeah.
With Tulsi.
Yeah, because Hillary Clinton, I don't know what her basis was for this, but she said something like, the Russians are grooming Tulsi or something like that.
Yeah, it was some weird thing.
Was it back in 2016?
For like a third-party run or something. Yeah. Like,
all right.
That was her whole thing.
Weird?
Like, it's very weird.
Yeah. I'm unfamiliar with that.
And I don't say this, trying to be mean, but you were wrong.
On Elizabeth.
You were wrong.
Yeah, because I thought she'd wholeheartedly endorse Matt Gaetz.
And she did not.
Yeah, you went on.
Imagine my surprise. I'm shocked.
That's why I didn't mean to call you out. I'm sorry.
No, it's legitimate. I mean, I deserved it because I
just love to see all of these liberals seething over every one of these names that get dropped by Trump for cabinet positions. It's hysterical, and I'm enjoying every minute of it.
It's fun. Cornyn also talked about Matt Gaetz and the investigation that was supposed to be revealed today about him.
Be talking about recess points
on the issue of vetting, though. How critical is it then to have access to what the House Ethics Committee has found in their investigation?
I think there should not be any limitation on the Senate Judiciary Committee's investigation, including.
What a surprise it!
Yeah, no kidding.
So you want to see it?
Absolutely.
Time to go home, John. Time to go home and stay there. Okay. We've had you in the Senate plenty long enough. We don't deserve you. Done a great job.
You.
We don't deserve you.
We don't deserve you.
Go home.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Oh, I just have to share this fun fact. It's a sports fun fact. But it needs to be shared now because on Monday, this will change. But last year, BYU's first year in the Big 12, they had a 5-game losing streak to finish the year.
Right.
Remember that?
Right.
Lost 5 games, finished 5-7. This year is the University of Utah's first year in the Big 12. And right now, they're on a 5-game losing streak. Huh. That was the conference they were going to come in and dominate.
Sure was.
Huh. It was beneath them,
Sure was.
because they were destined for, I don't know, the Big Ten, the SEC, the NFL. I don't know. Maybe there's no college conference worthy enough to hold the University of Utah.
They hadn't accounted for the officiating issues.
Right. If it weren't for officiating issues in 5 separate games this year, they'd be unbeaten right now, just like BYU is. Just think. Because on Monday, we're going to be talking about their 6-game losing streak because they're playing Colorado.
Oh, wow.
Uh-huh.
I'd like to see Colorado. I need to see Colorado win in that game.
But fascinating. Anyway.
Yeah, you'll be interested to know that USC fans have spent the week going after Utah, saying you can stop crying about that penalty called against you in BYU last week, since you got away with it was a roughing
the face mask thing.
It was a roughing the passer call 2 years ago.
Oh, against USC.
That pulled them out of the fire.
Okay.
Yeah. So
it's like all the time. This stuff evens itself out. Everybody gets bad calls from time to time.
Everyone.
And by the way, that was not a bad call.
Correct.
That they lost the game on. And they didn't lose the game on that call either.
That's correct. That was my point.
They had 11 people out on defense, I think, that were supposed to try to stop BYU, and they couldn't.
With that call, it gave you the opportunity to stop them again, which you did.
Good spin.
Which you did.
Nice.
And with their superior recruiting and incredible football program that has just far surpassed BYU's over the years, you would have thought they would have stopped them.
What's-his-face has done a pretty good job with that program.
Whittingham? He has. I admit that. Yes, he has. But they're pissed at him. I mean, he's on the verge of they're already giving him the wrath because
that guy has built that program up from nothing.
Yeah, he has. Well, he and Urban Meyer.
Yeah, I know that.
But
Whittingham has sustained that.
He has. Yeah, there's no question. Now he's about to retire. And I think they're excited for that to happen because they've had a bad year.
Good luck.
I know. All right. We've got more Republicans that are speaking out against Matt Gaetz, like former Congressman Trey Gowdy and Fox News host Brian Kilmeade yesterday also.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Here it is.
The more you get to know Pete Hegseth and Tulsi Gabbard, the more you're going to like her. The more you get to know Matt Gaetz, the less you're going to like him. I'm going to be really surprised if he can get confirmed.
Right. So would I, especially after how he blew up Kevin McCarthy. I had no plan B. You thought it was a lethal blow to the House majority, but it turns out America really wanted Republicans in charge. So we'll see where that goes.
Okay.
So we're pissed that he blew up Kevin McCarthy?
Didn't have a plan B. Okay.
All right.
I don't care. I just,
Whatever.
Kevin McCarthy, you had to get rid of him.
Oh, yeah, he was not good. I mean, Mike Johnson's not much better, if at all, but Kevin McCarthy had to go.
Yeah.
He was terrible. Also, John Bolton has chimed in. I think we were all wondering, where does John Bolton stand on this? Fortunately, we're about to find out.
Did he declare war on somebody during this clip? Let's see.
Tulsi Gabbard, what are your thoughts this morning?
Hello?
Well, I thought it was the worst cabinet-level appointment in history until they then heard about the Matt Gaetz appointment.
Geez. Oh, yeah.
Really, my reaction was that this is like the legend of Caligula, the Roman emperor, who wanted to nominate his horse as a Roman consul. You had to be a Roman senator at the time to be a consul, and it was intended to show how demeaned and degraded the Roman Senate had become.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going to see whether the
good
American
analogy.
Senate can stand
Isn't
up
it?
and
Sure
reject
is.
two people who are totally unqualified, unfit professionally, and really lacking in the immoral characteristics, the character that you need to hold these jobs. I think this vote should be 100-0 against both of them.
Do you?
Makes me want to vote for them.
No
double.
kidding. And he's lumping Tulsi in with Gaetz.
Yeah.
I mean, bro.
What do you expect from a guy with a caterpillar on his lip? What do you expect?
That's fair.
I mean, remove the caterpillar and then come back to me on this stuff.
Someone had to say it.
Apparently he can't.
Had to be said.
Apparently he can't, because it's been there for quite some time.
It's been there for a long time.
It
I mean,
takes
there's
some
got to be something that would
gotta be
remove
something.
that.
Maybe
That's
take it
serious
off
surgery.
for a TV hit like that.
That's serious surgery, though.
Do we need a GoFundMe page to raise the cash for him to get the surgery? Is that what it is?
That's getting wild.
I'm willing to do it. Also, there was Kentucky Congressman Thomas Massie, who summed it all up nicely when it came to getting Matt Gaetz into the office of Attorney General. Here's what he had to say about it.
He'll get confirmed by the Senate. Doesn't he?
Okay.
He's the Attorney General.
I love it. So here's the quote.
Can't hear it.
Yeah. Will he be confirmed by the Senate? Massey replies, doesn't need to. We recess. He's the Attorney General. Suck it up. There you go.
And there it is.
And there it is.
There you have it.
I like that plan. And you could recess appoint all these people, as far as I'm concerned. I don't waste time, with, especially if it's your own party giving you pushback. Nah, we're just powering through. You're either on board or you're not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm serious. At this point, we have had it. We've had it.
Did you see that an ad was placed on X yesterday, I think, by Elon and Vivek about employees? They're looking for people to help them with this government of efficiency thing.
I was all ready to fill it out, and then I found out I was unpaid.
Yeah,
And
right.
So,
right.
never mind.
Not just unpaid, but the hours don't seem to be that great. 80-plus hours per week.
Yep.
$0. Lots of tedious work. That sounds fantastic, doesn't it?
While I
Do you
am
live in
already
country?
verified, I think the only people that could DM were verified users of X. So, just saying.
Wow.
Okay.
Just saying. A little interesting.
Look, we want to be public servants. Now's our time to step up. I mean,
absolutely, and I feel that way.
Do you feel that way?
Somebody else can step up, is what I'm saying.
So Ron Paul's been talking about the Department of Government efficiency. He had this to say yesterday. One of the little something.
We have visited with both Musk and Ramaswamy, and they're very, very dedicated, and I think they truly believe that they can cut a couple $1 trillion off the budget. But I don't think my problem with that is that will awaken a lot of people.
Sure will.
You can't cut. You can't cut $2 trillion, or without annoying a couple people.
Well,
there's
tough.
no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Tough.
Yeah,
people are going to be annoyed.
That's
everybody.
exciting.
We talked about that before. I mean,
Tough.
everybody is all for the cuts.
Yeah.
Until they show up in your house.
And by the way, Vivek does have plans to reach out to Ron Paul for assistance. And
these are just recommendations, by the way. They don't have any authority.
It got to be due in by, what was it? July 4th, 2026. And then we're going to start slashing. Because that'll be in time for the fiscal year 26-27.
Okay. And that's also our 250th anniversary.
Yep.
That's going to be really cool.
Yes, it is.
250 years as a nation.
And Pat,
okay.
before you go on that one,
one
more thing. Here's Vivek's plan on how to downsize the government.
All right.
Get in there on day one. Say that anybody in the federal bureaucracy who is not elected representatives obviously are elected by the people, but of the people who are not elected, if your social security number ends in an odd number, you're out. If it ends in an even number, you're in. There's a 50% cut right there. Of those who remain, if your social security number starts in an even number, you're in. And if it starts with an odd number, you're out. Boom. That's a 75% reduction. Then literally stochastically, okay?
No.
One of the virtues of that, it's a thought experiment, not a policy prescription, but one of the virtues of that thought experiment is that you don't have a bunch of lawsuits you're dealing with about gender discrimination or racial discrimination or political viewpoint discrimination. Actually, the reality is you've, at mass, you didn't bring the chisel, you brought a chainsaw. I guarantee you, do that on day one and do step two on day two. On day three, not a thing will have changed for the ordinary American other than the size of their government being a lot smaller and more restrained, spending a lot less money to operate it. And most people who've run a company, especially larger companies, know this. It's 25% of the people who do 80 to 90% of the useful work. These government agencies are no different. So now imagine you could do that same thought experiment, but not just doing it at random, but do it still at large scale while having some metric of screening for those who actually had both the greatest competence as well as the greatest commitment and knowledge of the Constitution. That, I think, would immediately raise not only the civic character of the United States. Now we feel, okay, the people we elect to run the government, they've got the power back. They're running the government again, as opposed to the unelected bureaucrats who wield the power today. It would also stimulate the economy. I mean, the regulatory state is like a wet blanket on the American economy. Most of it's unconstitutional. All we require is leadership with a spine to get in there and actually do what conservative presidents have maybe gestured towards and talked about, but have not really effectuated ever in modern history.
Nice. Okay. Exactly. That'd be interesting if they just come in and start cutting people because, well, you had an odd number at the end of your Social Security.
Or reverse it, whatever the case. I mean, just do that. And then once you're through that, then you can go back and revisit some of those employees because some of those employees may have been in the 25% that are productive employees. Bring them back in. You can bring them back in. But not right now.
Be interesting to see if something along those lines happens because I'd still be somewhat
I feel like the
surprised.
answer to that is no.
That's kind of what I think.
It's fun to watch.
But it is fun. Yeah. And it gives the left something to talk about and cry about. Well, as the world teeters on the brink of annihilation, Dietrich Bonhoeffer swept into the epicenter of a deadly plot to assassinate Hitler. In Angel Studios' upcoming movie, Bonhoeffer, Pastor, Spy, Assassin. It hits theaters this Thanksgiving, so that's November 22nd. So this is a gripping tale of courage, faith, and sacrifice. This film explores the life of one of history's most fascinating figures.
Yeah, I love this story.
We just haven't heard enough about, really. But we gets into his faith, his fate, all of that hanging in the balance as Bonhoeffer faced the ultimate dilemma: uphold his unwavering moral convictions or risk everything to save millions of Jews from genocide. Just incredible. This is no ordinary biopic. It's an edge-of-your-seat thriller, capturing the perilous choices and extraordinary bravery of a man determined to fight evil at its core. So, will Bonhoeffer's shift from preaching peace to plotting murder alter the course of history or cost him everything? Well, you'll find out in the movie, and you probably already know, but it's really fascinating to watch it unfold. Experience this powerful story of conviction and humanity in the face of unimaginable darkness. Bonhoeffer, Pastor, Spy, and Assassin. It's a movie you don't want to miss. Find out this Thanksgiving. You can get your tickets right now at angel.com/unleashed. That's angel.com/unleashed.
Pat Gray is Unleashed.
Can you believe the Kamala campaign is still begging for money? They are still sending out email after email after email, hitting up their constituents for even more. Okay, you blew through $1.3 billion in 5 months.
How much do they say they need? 20 million?
They don't say.
30 million?
They don't say, but I think we heard that they were 20 million in debt.
So they'll probably get $1 million back from Oprah, right? Because she's facing the heat that we knew that
she got paid.
Absolutely. When we played the video of her the other day saying, I didn't get paid, charge anything. You knew it was the company. Absolutely. I mean, she's walking that line. And it was, $1 million for all the sets and all the bit. And that should have been, if she believed in Kamala so much, that should have been a donation to the campaign. So they probably get $1 million there. All right. They probably get that back.
I don't know. Has she said anything about that?
Not
I haven't
that
heard
I'm
her
aware
say anything
of,
about that.
But probably.
May or may not, but how stupid do you have to be to donate a penny to this cause?
I know.
I wouldn't do it if I was a Democrat. There's no way. If Republicans came to me after squandering $1 billion,
an example of why they didn't get elected, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not. And then they come back and say, "Oh, we're in debt now because we were trying so hard to win this, and we didn't. We need some more." No, sorry. Good luck on that. But instead, Kamala's sending out this. Hi, team. It's Kamala. The election isn't what we wanted.
Oh, wait. It still goes on?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
The election isn't what we wanted, but I will never give up the fight. What are you going to do now? What do you mean? What fight? What are you doing? And right now, there are still a number of critical races across the country that are either too close to call or within the margin of recounts or certain legal challenges. So she's trying to couch this in that we're still fighting for Democrats to win here. This isn't about our debt, although there is another email that talks about their stinking debt and that they need help retiring that debt.
Right.
I mean, I don't know, first of all, how they raised that much money in 5 months. It's incredible for a candidate this unpopular.
Yeah.
That tells you how much people hate Donald Trump, because that's all that was. They just didn't want to see Trump. They didn't necessarily like her. And I think in a lot of cases, they didn't like her at all and weren't about to, and might not even have been planning to vote for her, but they certainly didn't want Trump. So that's what that was all about. And now they find themselves in this mess. After you squandered all of that money chasing after a bad candidate that everybody knew was bad.
Yep.
That's not my fault. And I'm not going to give you more money for that.
The President, Joe Biden, is helping her and behind her and speaking up for her and out campaigning for her to get some money to pay back these bills, right?
Or not. Yeah, or not.
I mean, he's off gallivanting to South America now.
Yeah.
I saw Jill won't even travel with him anymore. That's how much she hates him. Okay. He goes to South America. He has to drag the daughter and the granddaughter with him to be his watchers.
Kind of
because Jill
embarrassing.
won't even travel with him anymore. Yeah.
Will they at least walk by his side? Did we see that?
I saw them standing by him.
Because
Yeah.
I bet they do. I bet they do. She won't.
Not a
She's
chance.
just, I'm going up the stairs. I don't care what happens to you.
Right. Well, she won't even go down. I'm not traveling
Yeah,
with you.
right.
I'm not.
Right.
And he came down the short stairs, too. So if Jill was there, that wouldn't happen. I mean, it's just, I loved seeing that. But he's meeting with, I think, Xi Jinping. I don't know if there's a plateau in South America that they can chat on. But, they're all gathering. Go away.
I know.
Stop it.
Do you know that he's traveled over 17,000 miles with Xi Jinping?
Well, more than that now.
Yeah, and Xi apparently asked him one time to sum up America. Can you sum up what America is all
Was he able
about?
to do that?
In one word.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
Impossible.
In one word, he summed
That's
it
how
up.
smart this guy is.
He's brilliant.
Not a joke.
Not a joke. It isn't.
Boy.
And by the way, don't jump. And guess what? And by the way, don't jump.
Okay, so are you going to... What was the word?
It was the word. You left us hanging.
There was one with the Tibetan the possibilities.
Possibilities. Yeah, possibilities.
Come on, man.
He's traveling. He's also traveling with a lot less press because nobody cares.
Yeah.
And the ones that are there are pissed because he's not talking to them.
Yeah.
So
what are they there for?
I have no idea.
You dragged us
It's a
along
waste.
on this huge flight,
And he won't talk to him.
and you won't even come out.
There's no press time scheduled, anything with him.
Wow.
Really weird.
Yeah, it is. I mean, why you even do that? Why would you even do that? And why do we need him to go to South America right now?
We don't.
We don't. I mean, I don't care if there's a conference going on.
Yeah.
What do you have to do with it? You got nothing to say about the next 4 years.
And you don't anything that you think about signing or talking about means diddly.
Right. And just to give you an indication of that, I mean, Iran was already planning for the Trump victory a long time ago by trying to assassinate him because they know what's coming.
Yes.
They know this is not good for them.
That's right.
Oh, I don't know the details, but Elon Musk met with a representative from Iran yesterday.
Yes,
I saw
they
a
did.
headline. I forgot to read that.
New York Times was reporting that he
applying
sat
for a
down
job?
with Iran.
To-
Which is weird.
Do we have the top, like what they were discussing, or what? No, we don't know. I don't know.
Apparently, he doesn't know.
Yeah.
He doesn't know.
I think it's probably Starlink.
Yeah.
Sorry to put you on the
Hooking
spot.
up Starlink over around.
It's fascinating though because I mean there's so much weeping and wailing and gnashing of teeth on the left right now, and everybody's trying to figure out who they can blame and what they can do now. And there's some honesty coming out from some of these morons about this campaign. Sonny Hostin was just on some podcast. I don't know. Again, every living organism on the planet has a podcast, so I'm not sure which organism this is. But Sonny Hostin was on it, and he asked her about the question she posed to Kamala Harris when she was on the show the last time.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
What would you do differently?
Right. And Kamala, that killed her campaign almost.
So check this out.
Remind people what the question was. It was, what would you have done differently?
I asked the vice president what she would do differently in a Biden and in Harris administration as opposed to a Biden administration.
And what if she, if anything, she wishes she could have done differently in the past 4 years, or what?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I followed up because I was surprised at the answer.
Us too.
Look, I think it wasn't so much about the question, but it was really more about the answer.
Not a thing comes to mind.
Not a thing comes to mind. And that's why I followed up with, is there anything that you would do differently? And the reason I followed up is because, that wasn't a gotcha question. That was a layup, really.
It was an important question, and I think one she should have expected.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I actually thought it was a chance for her to explain to all the people who are saying, I want a change agent, for her to explain that, of course, she has a different lived experience from President Biden.
Well, yeah.
But they did have one of the most successful administrations in our country.
That's the tricky part.
And I thought she would then.
Hysterical.
Okay,
Like that? They had one of the most successful administrations in history. What? But the fun part of that is the rare honesty that you heard, because she was obviously struck by what a terrible candidate Kamala is. I mean, I threw you a softball.
Right.
You swung and missed.
Yeah.
Okay? That's why you lost this race. That was one of the big reasons.
Sure was.
That was used against her in many commercials.
Sure was. And everyone else, let alone you, Sonny, were like, wait,
what? Yeah.
Yeah. Part of me wonders, though, if Sonny Hostin has this, like, guilt in her, feeling like, I gave her a softball. I thought it would be a home run. I didn't realize it was going to cost her the presidency.
Right. I'm sure. I'm sure there's a lot of that. I mean, she didn't. I mean, if Kamala could have hit a single out of it, she didn't even need a home run.
Right.
Hit a single, get on base at least.
Right.
She couldn't even do that. She struck out on that.
And that, my friends, is how terrible she is.
That's how terrible she is. She's in friendly territory, being asked friendly softball questions, and she can't do anything with those. Still couldn't do it. So
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been.
Us too. We are now unburdened by what has been.
Well,
thank heaven.
60 days from now.
Well, yes. It's actually 60
But I say that's not even true. I mean, Donald Trump is the president of the United States right now.
Essentially.
Yeah. I mean, really.
Yeah.
I know Biden is out gallivanting with his daughter and his granddaughter because Jill hates him so much that she will never travel with them again.
Hates him.
But enough.
Enough. Exactly.
I barely thought it was okay for Donald to go meet with him the other day. That was the point.
I'm with you.
Yeah. It's just an exercise.
I know.
It made for a nice picture.
Tradition.
I know it's a nice tradition.
Yeah.
He's a president. And we got it's tough.
Have a great weekend. I'm sure many of us will be watching that fight together tonight. Should be fun. And then the UFC thing tomorrow, college football and NFL all weekend.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
The blood of liberty